With Lyman with Border Hawk, we're here just outside Eagle Pass. Behind me is Mexico here. You can see across from the Rio, just on the other side. We're just on the outskirts of Piedras Negras and Eagle Pass. And what we're seeing now is an influx of crossings right in this area. Groups of either 100 to 100 and more, once or twice every morning just in this area. And again, we're just outside of the city limits, and there's a possible reason for that. One is towards Eagle Pass, you have the two bridges and you have National Guard station there. So obviously they're going to push people to cross on either side of those barriers. What we're also seeing, and this is something that Texas DPS talked about yesterday in a video, is we're seeing a more coordinated effort. We're seeing wristbands that are normally been seen in the Rio Grande Valley. So now we're more on the western side.
Eagle Pass right now this morning, and one thing I wanted to show, this is one of the main areas where probably the last couple of weeks, some of the videos I've shared online showing these large groups that we've been experiencing, including special interests, immigrants from just various countries from the Middle East, even some from Africa, have been crossing through this area here, and also the groups of unaccompanied children. One thing that caught my attention, though, especially here in Eagle Pass, are these bracelets, these blue bracelets that you'll see scattered on the ground with all this clothing. And one thing that at least I hadn't seen here is these bracelets being used on the illegal immigrants that are crossing the Rio Grande. For the most part, we would see this in the Rio Grande Valley because this is what the cartels use to place on the illegal immigrants that are crossing, because it does designate that they paid and also designates what area they can cross along the border. And if they don't have a bracelet, then they can't cross the Rio Grande. And we've seen these on some of these special immigrants as well, when it has names. So they're all scattered with different names. And you'll see here. So I don't know exactly why they're starting to use bracelets now in this area, but they are. But something new, especially in the Eagle Pass area, especially with the cartels across using bracelets now. So that's something we're probably going to start seeing, a new trend in this area.
So the situation seems to have changed in Piedras. What we're also told is that the Mexican army that was stationed there for months, during our last trip, we were in Piedras Negras. We encountered Mexican government, Mexican Army, Marines, National Guard. They have now gone. So now you have a bit of a void when it comes to who is there. And we've seen the situation has changed since then. Is this because of the election? Is this because of the agreement that was struck in December? We don't know. But we do know the situation has changed and the pressure is building. You have also something that happens here, especially with the unaccompanied minors. They show up with phone numbers and names, and sometimes this is all they have in order to contact who their sponsor is, where they're going forwards in the United States here. Another thing to point out, too, is this debit card. They can get these debit cards, the migrants can, in Mexico, in Piedras specifically, and they can load this debit card, and then their family can also load this card. And so they can have money here in the United States for whatever it is that they're doing. This one is likely expired because it's been left here. But again, a lot of organization, a lot of networking that kind of goes on through this whole process. And again, the situation has likely changed in Mexico, leading to some of these changes.